So to meet the mental health crisis head on here, Gallatin police will train every single officer on how to handle these situations carefully. That's where News 2's Andy Cordan joins us today with how this program is expected to affect the community.
After the pandemic, mental health issues seemingly are on the rise. To cope, agencies like Gallatin are training their entire staff to think like mental health professionals while out on the streets.
60 to 70 times every month, Gallatin police officers respond to a call where someone is in mental crisis.
If I'm an officer here now in Gallatin and I go through this and I never had any training, what would I learn?
Basically skills on how to communicate with somebody that's under a mental health crisis and get them to the services they need instead of maybe incarceration or the court system.
When he first started decades ago, Lieutenant Billy Valdeek tells me officers were not always equipped to be crisis intervention specialists.
You're a 27-year vet. You've seen it all. What did you learn when you took the class and you said, holy mackerel?
Just a different way of speaking to people. You know, usually when we respond to a call, it's a crime in progress. But this is something that we recognize now. Through going through the training, you recognize that maybe you need to delve a little bit further into it and try to help this person on a personal level instead of just going in and providing service and moving on.
Thanks to a $600,000 grant from the Department of Justice, all 95 Gallatin police officers are being trained to recognize the different faces of a mental health emergency.
But it does give us some more tools on the proverbial tool belt.
To more readily combat the problem, Gallatin police will bring a licensed mental health professional into the department. That person will be ready to hit the street, assisting officers during the toughest cases.
How is that different than just last year with this department?
Well, last year, basically, if we had somebody in mental health crisis, something like that, they would go to the emergency room to be evaluated, might have to stay there for several days, something like this. This is a different avenue to try to keep them to where they don't feel like they're being punished, that we're really trying to help them.
Officials tell me that within the next 18 months, all 90-plus officers here in Gallatin should be trained. In Gallatin, Andy Cordan, News 2.
Andy, thank you. 6 officers, by the way, have completed this basic crisis training so far, and they'll train other officers on how to deal with mental health issues in their community.